So I got tagged in the Orchid Tag, and this is my video.
Great. So the first question is, what part of the world do you grow in? Do you grow your orchids in?
Really?
Want me to start?
You don't know that? I grew in, I guess this is the Northeast, part of the original 13 colonies. Let me hold the plant so I don't look so awkward. Hey guys, so I got tagged in the Orchid Tag, and I guess I'm ready to answer some questions.
Okay. So your first question is, what part of the world are you growing your orchids in?
For those of you who don't know, I live in New York City, and I grow my orchids on my windowsill in my neighborhood in Queens.
Very nice. How long have you been growing orchids? And can you remember which was your first orchid?
I've been growing orchids. I think I got my first one back in 98, 99. Got it from, was it Target? I got it somewhere. It was $10. It was a beautiful white phalaenopsis.
You still have that orchid?
Why would you care? That sucker is long dead, let me tell you. I didn't know. I put him in someplace pretty in the house, and I thought he was getting enough light. And he started growing these beautiful, long, dark leaves, and yeah, turns out he didn't have enough light, and he died.
What first got you into orchids?
I've always wanted orchids. I had no money as a kid, and then I got my first white phalaenopsis. I think it was like $9.99 at the store, and then he died.
How many different types of genres do you have?
I have, let's see, I have the phalaenopsis, it's 1, Poppy Elements 2, Frag 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about, I don't know, I think about 9 or 10 different genres of orchids. Oh yeah, Cyclia.
How many, I'm sorry, do you actually know how many orchids you have, roughly?
About 46, 47.
What would be the one thing that you could say was your top orchid pet peeve?
Advice?
Advice. That's a good one. It's normally pretty bad, right?
My top orchid, yeah, pet peeve, my gripe is advice. Like, everybody has advice, and it's always wrong because it doesn't work for everybody. Like, you have to soak your orchids. I did that. It killed my orchid. Markets don't like it. I think it's just whatever you're doing and it's working, stick to it. Don't start changing around your method because someone else is doing something different. If you're having issues, then yeah, I understand you try different things. But if you're growing a nice plant and it's doing well for you, just keep doing that.
Where are your favorite places to buy orchids?
I don't know, they mostly come online. All over the place. I got Louisiana Orchid, SVO. I got a bunch from RPM. What is it?
RPM, yeah.
Orchids.com. Hauserman Orchids, I think, are amazing orchids. There's not many places. Well, I guess they are, the flower district, but they're really expensive in New York. Getting like a nice little orchid, and then it doesn't have an ID and stuff like that. Botanical Garden, they tend to have really nice orchids when they have the orchid show.
And what is your least favorite?
Besides Home Depot?
Can you say it? Would it be a bad advertisement if you said which one you didn't like online?
I hate Home Depot. They have the worst orchids ever. Lowe's have horrible orchids. They're like literally overpriced dying things. And now all they have are the dyed phalaenopsis, so they don't even have they never had a selection, so.
Anyone on the line?
Online? Yeah, Hauserman, SVO.
No, online that you dislike.
Oh, anybody online that I dislike? We don't talk about them.
I agree. You've ever been given. And did you take that advice?
Where's orchid advice? Besides soaking the plant? Yeah, I did. They hated it. They actually got edema on the leaves. They hated being soaked. They hated sitting in the in the water for so long, soaking up. So
Okay.
don't follow everything. It might not work for you.
It depends on environment, right?
Yeah, it all depends on the environment and what they're used to also. Like if you had a plant for a long time, you've been doing a certain thing for it and it's been thriving with it, and then suddenly you switch it up and you do something totally different for it, it might not like it.
Out of the orchids you own, which are your 5 favorite orchids?
My 5 favorite orchids?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this guy. My Papiopetalum. Yeah. Papiopetalum Tristar Mabo. I love the leaves, the mottled leaves. He's putting out this new fan. He's got this beautiful vinny colored flower. He's my favorite. I love him. Who else do I love? I love him. Yeah, that's it. I love him. Actually, no, this one, the guy's in spike. I like this guy too. The Big Shot, the high-low sparkler. He's got beautiful like white flowers. It's got like a nice rainbow color, so I like him too because I like rainbows. The Phals, if they ever freaking spike, because they do put out a great show. Something like the display of a Phalaenopsis. That's it. I don't like these people.
Have you got an orchid related story? Funny, interesting, sad?
Orchid story. I don't know if I have any orchid stories. All the plants I killed for you.
Minus those.
Orchid story. Shit, I think I do and I can't remember because my brain's not working. The hell's an orchid story? I know I got one. Shit. Come back to that.
Okay. What advice would you give someone about starting to grow orchids and building up a collection?
If you want to build up a collection, I say start small. Don't start off with like 50 plants. Get 1, 2 plants. Figure out, because you gotta figure out what's gonna grow and thrive where you live. The Oncidiums are great. They're the only ones that are reblooming right now, the Oncidiums. They seem to be putting out the spikes. Phalaenopsis, because they're so common and they're not hard to get and they're inexpensive.
So basically, don't get 50 different genres.
Don't get like 50 different plants, and they all require different cares and different medias and different temperatures and things like that, because then you'll have like 50 dead guys. You will have dead people. And you will have a lot of dead people. You will kill a lot of orchids in your life.
If you haven't killed an orchid, then you're not a grower.
Yes, if you haven't killed one, you're not growing one.
If you've never killed an orchid, then you're not an orchid grower.
If you've never killed an orchid, you're just a liar. You're just lying.
All right, I think that's it, except for the orchid story.
Orchid story. I have an orchid story. No, can I make up an orchid story?
Sure.
The hell would I make up? Funny orchid story. I don't know, my plants aren't funny. They don't do shit. They're just lazy. I have lazy plants. Funny plants?
Funny orchid story. Talk about how when we went.
Oh my god, the funniest thing was us trying to get this stupid shelf up. We got 3 of these. We got 2 at my friend's apartment. We started at 1 o'clock. We weren't done till like 10 at night because the freaking windows are reinforced with metal. And oh my god, metal and concrete. Yeah, we had to drill through metal and concrete to put up these shelves.
And that's on YouTube. We're screaming at each other. It's hilarious.
I did not strip the nail heads.
Yes, you did.
No, they're not stripped at all. You can still, they're perfect.
Sure.
They are. You can screw them in and out. You've done them. You unscrewed yours.
I haven't unscrewed mine. I just
You
take
did the
them
one
off.
in the kitchen. Funny orchid story.
I think that's one of the best ones. It took us hours.
I don't know if I have a funny orchid story. All the ones my ex gave me, they died.
Karma. Evil eye. Ouija board.
I didn't
don't
kill
know.
them. They just literally, they shriveled up and died.
It was your lack of love and care. Orchids require love and care. Wait, you love the twinkle. I mean, not the twinkle, the
Zygo?
No, the other one.
The twinkle, the Tolumias?
Tolumias are your second favorite, I would say.
I like Tolumias, but they haven't spiked for me and they're kind of iffy. They might live, they might die. These are the new ones. He's not looking so hot. That's the rainbow flyer. That's the rainbow flyer. This guy. That's Pink Panther. I like him.
Mm.
Oh, my first Pink Panther, I got it at the Botanical Garden in Queens. And then I killed him.
Would you say you've killed more orchids than you have living in your house now?
It's probably about even. I'm not too sure, actually. 10 died last year. I haven't had many casualties this year. I had a few.
What about your big Giganta?
Oh my god, Gigantic. Oh my god, I broke the leaf on him. I was watering him. And I was actually flushing all the pots, and then I had him down in the sink, and then one of the orchids that was on, oh my god, yeah, a plant fell on him, broke his giant leaf, and I'm afraid to touch him now, because he's just hanging on by like a thread. But he's still growing, he's doing good. Yeah.
The $1 million orchid.
Fucking bastard better not die.
I think that's it.
I don't have funny orchid story, I'm not funny. I have a bunch of dead orchid stories. I have no funny.
Why don't you explain about your growing area and what you have, and what we have in New York that makes it good for them to grow?
So I grow in my windowsill in New York City. I think I get eastern, southeastern light, and it's blocked because I have the building across from me and there's another building directly across from me. But I still get, obviously I get it from early morning when the sun rises all the way until sunset. I get light. So, and it's, why do you keep falling? Okay. And so, I get plenty of light. I have the radiator here in steam heat. I got the humidity trays here. I got another humidity tray there. I used to grow in the other bedroom and then I put everything out here. I have so many different guys. I have good humidity. 71% on this side right now. But I gotta be careful because they just started giving out the steam heat and they're not used to it. And it will fry the, it'll cook the leaves until they get adjusted to the excess heat coming out. I have one in the other room that's fried.
Why don't you explain to people what they don't know about New York City and the weather?
Oh, our weather in the summer, our weather is like, it's supposed to be like jungle, tropical weather, and then we get 4 seasons. Right now we're having a nice fall weather. Winter is the coldest, winter is the hardest, especially to water with these guys. I'm probably going to water them maybe at most twice a month because the evaporation rate is not at all ideal for the plants. So they require a lot less water. And then once it gets warm in the spring, summer, I can water them every other day, twice a week, so forth. Sometimes I keep the reservoir full. I don't even let it dry out sometimes in the summer. And so I notice like if they're having like some sort of adverse, like it's too much, then I'll cut back and let it dry out again. But I always dry them out. I let them go. I let the reservoirs empty out and then I refill them. But I think they're probably gonna get like the trickle. See, look at this. This guy's still got water. I watered him over a week and a half ago and he's still got water in there. And in the summer, this would have been all dry. So, yeah, I gotta go with the seasons. Whatever the season dictates is the care for the plant. It's not just a set it and forget it type of thing. Almost. Not quite. They actually do better if I forget about them. They thrive with neglect.
I think we're done.
Okay, and then I gotta tag somebody. I wanted to tag Svetlana, Just Nice Orchids, because I think it'd be cool if they started the Orchid Tag in Russian, like in different languages. And I don't know if Designer Orchids by Susan, if she's done an Orchid Tag. I don't think she has, so it'd be cool to see her Orchid Tag. And what else do I want to tag? I want to tag everybody, I don't know. I'll tag myself again. And be like, Orchid Tag starring Yoli. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye. I have a dead flower in my hand.
As they're all dropping as you're talking.
He's dying. The blooms are going out.
The spike is going. How long is that orchid gonna bloom?
A month or so. He started blooming the same time as Zygo. Zygo lost his blooms. Like yesterday. They all just fell out. I found them on the floor. Yeah. I really like the TriStar Mubble. At least he's got pretty leaves to look at when he's doing nothing.
Is he finicky? They say tries are normally finicky.
He's just slow grower. He's slow. He's growing nice, beautifully, but he's slow. I don't care for the other guys. They do nothing. They do nothing all day long. Except for you. You bloomed for me. So I like this guy. Wrong way. I think that's it. That's it. Bye, guys. Why are they still looking at me? Still staring at me.
Bloopers.
Good Lord, I could do a whole little blooper session. You should.